Good morning. We are in an underdog draft, trying to take advantage of some of the risers that we were looking at earlier today. We have them all queued up in our ranks. We queued up a couple extra ones. So if you stay longer, you'll get more of the risers that weren't some of our top ones. We'll try to talk about some of those a little bit if we have a moment. We're out of the 8 hole in this draft. And I don't see anyone that I know, at least. You tell me who you see. But here we are, and the draft is starting. So out of the 8 hole, we are hoping for a Puka slide, not going to happen. We'll take one of the running backs, I guess, if we have to. So Amon-Ra is the one that's rising out of these players the most. So we'll queue up Amon-Ra instead of CD Lamb here. I mean, it depends, right? CD Lamb, if he ends up if Pickens goes, then CD Lamb's got to rise. Amon-Ra, apparently the Detroit offense is or the Detroit's got an easier schedule this year, so you can see why that would happen too. We'll take one of our two queued up players, either Christian McCaffrey or Amon-Ra, the risers in the first round. I don't think it matters a whole lot what's going on in the first round as far as risers. But for our bits a little bit, and since we are where we are on the board as well. Okay, we're gonna go Amon-Ra in the first round if it lets us. There we go. I think we've taken Amon-Ra at least one other time or twice. We've got it. So we're overweight Amon-Ra so far. That's okay. I think with these players around this place, you can just pick whichever one you want for the most part. And so we'll eventually even that out. I don't want to be overweight on him. The thing is, we do have him with Kenneth Walker. We have him with Omari and Hampton as well. Derrick Henry, one of the risers, getting pulled up. We're gonna pull up Rashee Rice, who is one of the values. You see, things are my system's having a hard time this morning so far. Hopefully, it doesn't impact what we got going on. We're gonna go wide receiver, wide receiver. I think with some of the running back values that we saw later on, as far as like the risers, hopefully we can kind of take advantage of that. If we go here, look at the risers, ideally we can end up getting Tony Pollard, a Jonathan Brooks, a Cam Scatterbo, a Tyrone Tracy, and Isaiah Pacheco, maybe even though I'm not a fan of that one. But hopefully we can kind of push everything else around a little bit because we're doing this, but we'll see what happens. Jeremiah Love fall to the seventh pick of the third round. It was possible a couple days ago. Now it's not. That's unfortunate. Didn't get to take advantage of that one time. So these falling players like Puka, I didn't get to take advantage of. Love, I didn't. It's kind of unfortunate. Unfortunate. There goes Bauer and McBride. McBride is a faller, and Bowers goes ahead of him. So we might eventually see McBride and Bowers flip. That's a pull up right there. That's okay. London at the pick 24, and then Love as well. Okay. That's fun when you can do that right there. Wish they had a quarterback, right? Like then you knew exactly what you wanted to do with that pick. Right now you don't. Josh Allen, if we could get him at 31, I guess that would be a value. Most people would disagree with that, actually. And we already did do a Josh Allen with Amon-Ra thing. I prefer George Pickens, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, We don't have any running backs, so I'm going to even say Brees Hall before Josh Allen. So we should get one of these players right here. It's not going to be Pickens. These guys went two running backs, and one. So we might get a running back value coming back around the other way too. Not AJ Brown, unfortunately. I think we could even say Brees Hall instead of Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith is falling. You gotta think he falls. He went Josh Allen. So it's a question of which one of these two do we want? I think we're gonna go Brees Hall. Devonta Smith is falling. Um, so we'll kind of encourage that even more. We have a lot of Devonta Smith pre-draft. We already have two wide receivers on this team. Let's get a running back on the team and go from there. There are no players in our picks that we don't want the next one. Garrett Wilson would be a stack. I like Zay Flowers as well. Those are our two picks. Hopefully one of them gets to us. That one didn't get to us. It's not one of those. Oh, that stinks. Um, it's either Ladd or Luther Burden. Let's go Luther Burden on this one. I got a lot more Ladd, I think, than Luther Burden, so we'll go Luther Burden. Okay, now we're kind of hoping that we get one of these running backs here. And then on the way back around, a DeAndre Swift would be nice as well. We'll see what happens. Really would have liked one of these two guys because I love to stack Flowers and Lamar. Not going to happen. We do have three other stacking partners though, so we want to be patient, I think, at QB unless there's like a really nice value. I think I'm really hoping for, one of these two again. They're risers right now, and not that I really like them at all, but I just want to get them now while I can at cheaper prices. If we can't get one of them, this would be a um this could be we couldn't get either of them. ETR has Devonta Adams like way higher than this. I like McLaurin too because you can get like a stack going there. There's Rome. There's DeAndre Swift. If we want to try to do something with Chicago, I don't think we need to take the Chicago guys though. We can let them go through, and if we get them at 65, then we have to take them, right? Like just to try to make it a little tougher. That stinks. Lamar's falling in this one. There goes two. So two of the teams to the right of me only have, oh, that stinks. He took Rome. We're going to take DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift is a riser, I want to say. Let's take a look. Okay, he's not on the list. I did add extra risers. We talk about him. DeAndre Swift is one of the risers, not just one of the top 14 risers. Um, he there goes Lamar. Lucky him. Um, he didn't have any competition added at running back, so he's got that going for him basically. Caleb Williams goes at 70 usually. We got a lot of other options at Hertz goes. Let's take the falling Tate. I've already done Tyson on a bunch of teams. I probably got Tyson with this. So we'll get the falling Tate and go from there. I also think Tate's the right pick right now because we want to get Pollard, and then we're stacking up Tennessee. So I think Pollard at 80 makes a lot of sense. Where's he at right now? 86. Yeah. So Pollard is our target of our next pick. The only thing that would stop us from taking that would be as if like Caleb Williams made it to us. I think that's the only player that we would consider over Tony Pollard. Yeah. No, we're not getting Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams to the so this is a tough draft. He's got to go like hardcore wide receiver later on. This guy's got two QBs here, so just realize that's going on also. He's got them both stacked, so that makes sense for him. This guy's also got two QBs here. He's got one of them stacked. So QBs are going to be maybe a premium as we go through this a little bit. If we don't get Pollard, what do we do instead? That is the question. And then we also got to be thinking about our QBs that we have. Like we said, they're going to be at a premium. There's one of them. Where are the other ones? Goff. Where's Goff? Did Goff already go? There he is. If we don't get Pollard, we could just go Parker Washington fall. I think we go Parker Washington if we don't get Pollard. Okay, we got it. So that really gives us a nice Cam Ward thing going on too. Let's queue up some of these other guys just because. Patrick Mahomes is probably our next pick. I expect QBs to go off the board fast. I know a lot of people are high on Patrick Mahomes. We could get Jaden Reed though as well. And that would give us another QB stack possibly. That's tough. Let's go Reed. We're gonna do it. There's a lot of QBs that we have here that are between us. There's Chris Pollard there too, or Chris Godwin there too. I think Jaden Reed is rising more. That gives us another QB, and that's a NFC North thing with Amon Ra and Luther Burden. There's Jordan Love right there. So it's going to be tough to. So here's the thing, though. It's going to be tough to get both of them just based on how people are drafting usually. Well, actually, where's he's on this side of the board. Okay, so it's possible, not probable, possible. Oh, there goes. Wow. Okay. Didn't expect that. He's got Laporta though right there too. So we can potentially get the if we go Jordan Love first, Goff might fall to us because there's no Detroit guys on this side of the board except for Amon Ra. And maybe this right side of the board is drafting a little bit more logically. So we are going to pull up Love. Godwin goes. Goff is the next QB on the board. There are two teams with no QBs. So they could elect to do like a naked Goff, maybe, but hopefully not. Let's take Jordan Love here, stacked with Reed. If we can't get Jared Goff, we could go Matthew Golden if he stays. Tyler Shuck goes. Wandale Robinson goes. Oh, there goes Jared Goff. That stinks. Let's just don't take Matthew Golden because we want Matthew Golden here. Okay. We're going to go Matthew Golden right here for the double with Green Bay. We're one pick away from getting both of them, or two picks away. That hurts a little bit. That being said, we did get a stack with Green Bay, which is nice. We do have to be on the lookout for Cam Ward. We definitely want him. We might even pull. Where did Wandale go? Right here. He's already got two QBs. So Ward is definitely like our pick 137 there. Mason at 120. Not getting, he's not rising as much as as I expected. No one likes the Minnesota running backs, apparently. Based on oh, there goes White. There goes so those are two players that we'd consider. I think pulling up Jonathan Brooks here makes sense, considering that we want Ward on the way back around. So if Jonathan Brooks makes it to us, we will take him. We have no tight ends. So I was going to say Ferguson would be our second choice, probably, just to get a value at a tight end. We have six wide receivers through how many rounds? Through 10 rounds, we have six wide receivers. So we can basically be done at wide receiver for the most part. Okay, Jonathan Brooks, welcome to the team. Definitely costing a lot more for him now. Cam Ward is easily our next pick. If there's Tracy getting pulled up too, he is also a riser, right? Both Tracy and Brooks were risers. There's Tracy, the bottom of the screen. You can kind of see him a little bit. And then Brooks was much higher up the screen. If we cannot get Cam Ward, I guess Dalton Kincaid or someone like that. Just uh, Green Bay. Are there any other Green Bay? Just some ugly players that are left for Green Bay. Dallas Goedert goes there. We are pulling up Cam Ward just a little bit, getting he got Dallas Goedert. To stat, I think he's the guy that's got Hurts as well. We could stop at two QBs. We could also get a third QB. That being said, our stacking is limited at this point. We could do Aaron Rodgers at the end of the draft. We're very balanced with our running backs and our wide receivers. We could be done, especially at running wide receiver. At running back, we could take like one more. I wouldn't mind like doubling up and getting Tajay Spears here. Getting a tight end would not be a bad idea as well. Where's Spears go? 158. I think Spears makes more sense than anything else on the board. Bryce Young would be a stack. Oh, Chig, that was someone I was hoping was gonna like fall. He'd be like a stack with our running back. Not the most exciting thing, but it's a thing. I like the idea of like Aaron Rodgers at the end with a tight end because we're gonna need tight ends. That's kind of more what I'm thinking as far as that goes. We can double up on Tennessee running backs here, and then maybe get either a QB or tight end on the way around, assuming one gets to us. Oh, not the QB. I think Tajay Spears here is good. Ugh. We don't need any wide receivers. So at this point in time, right, these tight ends are are going off the board, is what's happening. Hunter Henry is rising. Not he's not one of the biggest risers, but he's rising. They both have two tight ends. We're hoping that oh, there goes Pacheco. He's a riser. Brian Robinson, a riser as well. We're gonna take Hunter Henry for our first tight end. We need tight ends. Is Geno Smith still available? Geno Smith is still available. They sound like they're going to do more like two tight end stuff. So you could do like a Geno Smith, um, Taylor, right? Who's like probably fall at Mason Taylor right there. No one's going to want Mason Taylor anymore. So that's an option too for a third QB. That would work. TJ Hawkinson, just, other considering other tight ends at this point in time as well. It gets ugly at tight end quick these days. I think Kate Otten's an interesting pick just because they didn't uh they didn't do anything at tight end and people were concerned that they would. Hawkinson goes. So what do we do if Gino goes? Do we just go like AJ Barner or Dalton Schultz? 2-3-2-2-2. So and then I know the most of the least Garrett Wilson is on this side of us, so we should be able to get Gino. Do we just pull up Gunnar Helm if we can't get Gino to make sure that we get a second tight end? Because all the tight ends are going here. Yep, that stinks. Gino went probably good, right? Like we don't need Gino. We're gonna pull up Gunnar Helm to continue our Tennessee thing. There's really no value going on here. We need tight ends. Let's do it. Singleton getting pulled up. Bernard getting pulled up, like we kind of said. Bigsby. I don't know what to do with this pick here. We're running out of time too. We could take another running back. Okay. I'm just gonna take in. Let's go Kate Otten. Aaron Rodgers already got drafted. Didn't see that one. Oh, he just got drafted right before us. Okay. So we might just end up being a QB, two QB build here. Henry Helm Otten. That's a that's okay, right? We don't need another one from there. What do we do with our last two picks? This is the question. With these 18 round drafts, it's a little odd. Oops. We know that Antonio Williams is rising. I think he's an interesting pick, definitely more interesting than the picks I can stack if we can get him at 200. Pat Fryermuth, I think, as a fourth tight end still makes sense. We got some running backs here that I think kind of makes sense as well. Oh, Williams went darn. That's a little unfortunate. I think four tight ends can work here on this team. Five running backs. Who would be a sixth running back? Could we go Alvin Kamara? Pat Frymouth just went darn. Let's go Alvin Kamara. Yeah, well, darn it. I don't know why we went Kamara there. We should have not gone Kamara because we should have got one of the Green Bay guys. Oh well. That's okay. We do have Green Bay double stacked already. I do feel a little all over the board here. Chris Bell, high upside last pick. Let's do it. Is Penix still available? Okay, so Penix goes in round 18 now. We could have gone Penix as a third QB. I kind of like that idea some. Chris Bell, though, is a fun upside swing. Alvin Kamara. If he ends up being the number two there, we just talked about it, I think in the last video, right? Is he one of the risers? No, he's a value. He's a value. He is a value. Let's see. Yeah, at 196. So if he ends up playing, he's got to pay off at pick 200, right? Like they they're drafting like they're ready to make something happen this year potentially. So I don't mind that pick. It's not my favorite pick, but I don't mind it. Okay, so we have who do we have that we were targeting in this draft, if anyone? DeAndre Swift was a riser. Tony Pollard was a riser. Jonathan Brooks was a riser. Kamara was a value, so that's four. Amon Ra was a riser, that's five. Rashee Rice was just off the list. Jaden Reed was a riser as well, right? Yes. That's is that six now? That's six. One, two, three, four. That's five. Matthew Golden was not on it. We got five players. Hunter Henry, Gunnar Helm. We had a couple other players here that we had targeted. They just weren't on our main list. Hunter Helm, Hunter Henry, K. Dotton. No tight ends on the risers. And none of our tight ends are on the values. Okay. Five players though on our list. And we're stacked at QB. Three tight ends that I think will make us have a serviceable team. Chris Bell, like this is the type of team that you probably feel the best about Chris Bell on. We do have for the beginning firepower, Amon Ra, Rashee Rice, Luther Burden, Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Carnell Tate rookie, Chris Bell rookie. So you got upside there. We have early season. We have late season, hopefully middle late season. I don't know how I feel about the Kamara pick. Whatever. It is what it is. We did it. We did it. He was a value pick. Do we go like a third QB? So I think QB is the thing we need to question here a little bit. Um, we passed on Mahomes here to go Love. We took Love here because we knew that the Watson drafter was right here. And the Watson drafter ended up going Goff, so we definitely wouldn't have gotten Love on the way back. So I think it was smart for us to go Love here and then hope that Goff made its way back. We were one pick away, but we got our consolation prize of the double in Green Bay because of that. We pulled up Brooks here, knowing we needed to take Ward with this pick, which probably makes sense considering like there was every other QB off the board here. So Ward making it back to us was not going to happen. Most likely, we got Spears here for the um, double Tennessee running backs, which I think is totally fine. So the question though is, do we take Patrick Mahomes here at 89? Then we go Mahomes, Love, or Goff. No, we wouldn't go Love, right? We'd go Mahomes, Goff, Mahomes, Goff. Then we would take, we'd probably end up still just taking Golden here. Golden, Brooks, Ward, Spears. And we still need at least one more wide receiver. But if we take Spears here, we still need tight ends. So that's the tough thing. Like if this was a, I think we did it the right way. Let's hope that these two offenses perform well. And if they do, our team looks pretty darn good overall. If they don't, we were in trouble anyways. We could have gone Calvin Ridley right here. He is rising. But we didn't need any more wide receivers because we had 6 through 10. We took the 7th here because we. So that's the question. Should we have just taken Penix? Penix or Bell, I think, is the question then here. Because I think we agree. I agree with myself conveniently. If Aaron Rodgers was right here, we would have gone, we would have gone. These are all. So it's going to be harder to do some of these things just if Aaron Rodgers continues to rise as well. I was considering like Freiermuth right here if Aaron Rodgers was available, and then we'd go. Well, I didn't know until afterwards, but I was so this is the tough thing. Rodgers is gonna have more pressure now because he's got Bernard and he's got Freiermuth. So you have two people trying to attack him on top of the people up higher that maybe want him as well. So Aaron Rodgers is probably just gonna rise at this point in time. And then if there's news that he actually is coming back to Pittsburgh, you'd think he'd rise even more. Does he end up at least going with Geno Smith, if not ahead of Geno Smith? So I do like the idea of getting Rodgers now when you can. This team could have used him. I could have gone Rodgers here and then hope that Helm makes him back, but Helm is a value because of the stack. I think I did things the right way on this one. And then it's kind of just a question. So maybe this is the question. Do I take Penix here and then just Bell here? Does Kamara add to this team at all? I think it's a coin flip, basically. I think it's a coin flip for this pick, whether you go tight end, running back, or QB. And then this is a coin flip. I mean, this is a coin flip for all the positions. This is a coin flip. These are coin flip ones. I don't think it matters a whole lot either way what you do. Do I need like the floor? Like, does Kamara have any juice left though? We're gonna have to look at that. We're gonna have to look at that and see if he has any juice left. Because if he does, it's a nice pick. If he doesn't have juice left, and it's just like a floor pick of all floor picks, I don't need more floor. You think I got a high floor here? You think I got a high floor here? Pollard with Spears got to be a high floor, and then Brooks, I have some upside there. These two picks are the questionable picks. Help me out. Who should I have taken instead? Did I make the right picks, or should I have done something different with these two? If Williams is here, I think I go Williams just because he's rising up the board and all, and a 7th wide receiver doesn't hurt. That's why I end up with Bell here, who's also apparently rising up the board some, and he could be the number 1 in Miami. Not a great place to be, but if we're going to be taking Bell, that's the other thing too. If we're going to be taking Bell, and we know we want to take Bell at the end of drafts, like that's something we should be thinking about. If we know we want to take Bell at the end of a draft because we're gonna like pass up on the rest of the wide receivers, do we try to sprinkle in Willis where it makes sense more? But at 1/3, like I'd rather have Brooks, I think, here. So that's something else we want to think about. Do we want to pair Willis with Bell? And that then also opens up another tight end in what's his face as well. Dulcich. Okay. Let me know. See you in the next one. Peace.